Alright guys, so this going right here at first is going to like update you on what happened in '89. George Knapp interviews him, and in my opinion, if he hadn't done that interview, he'd be dead. So it tells you where he was working at in S4 in Area 51, where the U.S. government has a recovery program for these crashed UFOs. It says, months later, concealing his identity, Lazar claimed the government was waging an all-out covert war against him. They ended up shooting out his tires, erasing his entire existence, where he went to Caltech and MIT. And then his job was to reverse engineer element 115. How I started off showing you guys from part 1. And if you're in this video, go back to part 1, because this ain't going to make no sense to you. And so it's of great interest to the federal government that they would keep this secret. I mean, if it's really going to power that, then it's going to take over cars, planes, everything. So after that, he opened a business called Unified Nuclear Scientific. And it catered towards like uranium, elements that are hard to get your hands on, you know. And you'd have to have a degree to be able to even get your hands on that type of stuff. And I'm sure a license. So, anyway, after he talked to George Knapp, they'd come, it's not the element moscovium that was synthesized in '03 is what this says. It's something different. So it wouldn't been part of public knowledge what he was working on. So, and this article is a few years old. So after that was put in a periodic table in 2015, you know, if he's working on something that nobody really knows about, except for the government, we'll try to keep it under wraps. Like I said, planes, trains, cars, everything. So they raid his office, they raid his house, looking for something. Now it says here that they really weren't looking for that, but you really don't know what news to trust, because you know there is a law where basically the news has to publish whatever the White House tells it to publish. So freedom of the press is dead. Freedom of religion is being under attack for the last 30 years. Freedom of speech is under attack for the last 10 or 15 years. And yeah. So he made this movie with Jeremy Corbell during what was claiming to be a raid, and you can go and watch that. I'll give you a little more insight on it too. But yeah, so they took his stuff.